Hello, everybody. Welcome to December. Welcome to December. This video is coming out on December 1st. Usually I'm a little bit before that. I needed an extra week to really understand my November, like how it ended up. And so taking some time to do that was worth it. Yeah. Happy December. I'm looking at this going, there's hardly anything left in this planner. I have my new planner in Makselife ready. I also have my new Magic of I 2023. So the next time I do this, I'll be using those. And that's kind of exciting. I love new planners. So if we go back to November goals, I did this little thing with the flags in the middle and it helped so much. I actually found I came back to these and looked them over more and I really like that. So I'm going to do that again. And I put these little circles over here. I just realized. And I don't think I have those in front of me. I have so these are just kind of left over the last couple years. I think I have enough. Oh, I'm missing a green one. They are just behind me here. Let me grab them. Let's see what we got. These are just all a bunch of, even the pastel ones from a long time ago. I don't use the dots that much. Maybe in the next one, although the colors will be slightly different. This green, here we go. That's what I can use. Yeah, we'll use these, and these are the circles that I could use on the edges here. I just liked how symmetrically they lined up. And so I'll start with the flags. Now, I didn't like that I folded this whole thing down the middle, but it did offer a really good guide. So first I want to set these up and then start transferring information and talk about how the month went. Yeah, it looks like I have everything on this sheet I can use. So I hope everyone had a good November. I just had this candle lit. This is Chesapeake Bay Mind and Body Strength and Energy. You can kind of peek at that, but I also hopefully have it linked or at least mentioned down below. Anyway, so what I did, you can't even see, I just slightly bent, like a very slight fold at the top, but I didn't do the whole sheet, and I want to see if that helps a little bit. As you can see, this was highly planned. I prepped. I wouldn't say it's highly planned. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. I think I just kind of have to eyeball it. And whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. So I'm going to be off screen for just a moment while I talk, because I want to try to line these up a bit. And if they aren't perfect, that's okay. That is the name of the game around here, is we accept all the imperfections. And let's see, I got, this is number 3 here. And yeah, they're a little wonky, but it's helping me see it sideways real quick. And I think they're kind of slowly, each one is getting a little higher than the other vertically in this horizontal position. Okay, let's see what I did. This one's off a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, they're a little wonky. That's how they're going to be. Okay, let me see if I can do it straight up and down for this side. I do love how close in color these look. So they pretty much just blend in with that top. Let's see. So what I'm doing right now also is experimenting. I'm seeing how I could use this technique next year. And I think it's helping more to have it up like right side up here and then just kind of positioning them. There, it's not going to be perfect. I didn't like the bend in the paper last time. Yeah, that's a little off there. But that's how it's going to be. And so I wanted to find a way that I didn't have to fold it as much. Now, I know the Makselife yearly goals are, there's a grid pattern, so that would actually help. I could do this possibly for the yearly goals. There, it's done. I don't know if I want to put the circles on this side. I'm going to leave them off for now, because I didn't really have a purpose for that, and that's okay. So let's go over last month's goals. So, showing real life. So my personal goal was to kind of like show more of my life, just how it is. And I think I'm doing that in these videos more. I think I'm doing that in a few things, and in my podcast a little bit more, but I'm not doing that on Instagram. And that's okay. So I didn't really do these, but I did do it for pod and videos. So I'm gonna say, yeah, and what I mean by real life, here I'm gonna drink some water. And what I mean by that is that I'm showing more of the real me, but I want to do that in photographs on Instagram a little bit more. So like stories and stuff of just kind of showing my everyday stuff. That's really hard for me because it slows down my processing and it slows down everything that I'm doing. And it kind of derails me. So that's why I don't do it very often. And I'm trying to see, well, what is the balance of that? What is my intention and what do I want to do? So I'm diving in deeper, and I think focusing on that a little bit more. So I'm going to push this along to the next one while also having some success there. So my next one in fun and recreation is Atmosphere of Autumn. And I would say that this was a big success. Definitely playing some beautiful music, lighting candles. I just, this is November 26th that I'm doing this. Yes. So I am still in November and I'm still doing these things. I just put on one of my favorite perfumes. I love it so much. It's actually from Anthropology. It's called Wish, I think, or it's like number 22, something like that. And there's this like little honey note in it. It's hard to explain that little scent. It's this little, sometimes like the little sweetness of like, what's it called? Sunscreen almost smells a little like that. This little high note of like some really nice sunscreen. I don't know, but not the chemical part. Anyway, I'm loving it. And then we had amazing foods for Thanksgiving. We had done a lot of our repeat recipes that we fine-tuned. Like I can't have eggs and dairy, and so a lot of the things I had to substitute things out, but I nailed it this year on certain things. It was wonderful. Work cycles. This I'm still working on. This I am still working on, so we're going to copy a lot of that over. This is kind of done though, but I stopped doing a lot of social posting because I had iron infusions that just took me out. They give me more energy, but the process of going through them was so much harder than my regular infusions, and so it just really disrupted my life. So I couldn't do a lot of work this last month. But then I had this dip on the beginning of the week when I had them done, and then towards the end of the week I would have all this energy. So it was just a lot of roller coaster this last month. Being intentional, spending time with fam, journaling, new therapists. So all of these are a yes. Being very intentional there. Monitoring. So definitely, they took my iron before I started. They'll probably, I don't know when the next time they're going to check that, but it's going to be a little while. But I can take iron, not iron pills, but like iron in my multivitamins again. That's what I couldn't do. So I'm monitoring a lot of things, and then I have one more infusion in December. So flow, definitely using cards and being intentional about a lot of things. Following our financial plan for any of these bills. We're almost paid off on everything. Very exciting. And then we have, excuse me. And then we've been doing some maintenance. We pulled the car into the garage. We cleared out the garage. And then just, this is Saturday. On Monday, we're getting the furnace done. I'm going to call that done because I think it'll be just fine to do that. So I'm going to work a little backwards. So I'm going to start on environment because that's what I just was kind of more inspired by. And this is going to be holiday donations. That's my brain getting ahead of itself, doing an A. So we're going to do an N, A. That's when my brain's going so fast that the N and the A, those vertical diagonal type lines just blend together, and I was skipping. And that's what my brain does. And then I want to do some clothing donations and some other decor donations. So donate. That's my squeak squeak. I don't know if you could hear that. It's very faint. It's a little squeak going on there. Let's see. So, and we're just going to continuing here. A follow plan. And yes, we have an end to that plan, but it's early next year. So there are some more med bills coming through, but they are definitely more coming through and just regular bills coming through. It's good to finally see them being processed. That was the biggest part. So for flow, I want to say some journaling and cards. So cards as in tarot cards. If you see any of my weekly plans, I have those in every week. So for health-wise, I'm going to have one infusion and then rest and water. So maintain. I'm going to put and okay, so that's like half of them. I think I want to kind of do that so that you can see them a little better. And so showing real life. I think I want to say IG stories. Excuse me. And so what that to me is more specific, as in I'm not looking at other platforms. I'm not looking at making shorts here. I have uploaded a few shorts here on YouTube, but I think I'd rather kind of do them over there. I just want to be more singular in what I'm doing. So planning here, I've been doing some other videos, and I think I'm just going to have to put that on hold for a while. I know I'm talking about getting rid of a lot of things and organizing and stuff like that, which I've done on camera. I also think it's going to slow me down, and I think it's going to put too much pressure on me. So I may film some of them, and I may just do some of them. I have not decided. So anyway, we will see. Winter fun. So I like how like this was orange for autumn, but now that we're in winter, it felt a little off when I was seeing orange here. So I want to do like one holiday like lights. And we haven't quite figured that out as a family. And then a movie night or two. We already started some things there. Let's see what else. So as you can tell already, this is not how I've done my December resets. And usually I will go to my Magic of Eye calendar first and kind of backtrack and bring them over here. But because I'm just putting these simple flags down, it's giving me permission to write a whole lot less and to feel more like these are two boxes and that I can just kind of more rely on this. I will quickly do the other calendar, but I haven't been using it as much just because of these little flags. It's amazing that given a divider gives this more purpose for me and my brain. So, my biz is my next focus here. So that's really focusing on those two websites. And then there's two other projects I'm working on. And then new therapy down here. Connections. I want to call it connections. And so that is therapy and family, getting together with family at the end of the month. So, oh, I didn't write social schedule here. And then I also want to put like a time off schedule here because, and I think I want to erase this sked and sked, because I want to be intentional with my days off in December, and I was looking kind of ahead on those. So let's see, is that, yeah, that feels good moving forward. Okay, so what I've been doing in my, let's see, I'm trying to think what I should do next. So, do I have dots? I think I'm just going to do dots. I was going to use this template and do little circles near them all, but I don't think so. I want to try using these dots, and why not? Because I want to see how they feel and if I want to use them going forward next year. And I think it'll be a little easier. And they match. So, oh, I might not have enough red ones. And they're not perfectly lined up, and that's okay. I would rather get these down and moving on and doing the work than perfection. And that's just where I am. And that's the thing, is like I have certain standards though. I do have high standards in things. I know I do. But in this, it's more functional for me, and that's okay. Yeah, see, this is, whoops. Is that a word? This is going so much faster, and I like how they do match really well. I think if I were doing this again, I would just want things a little bit more lined up. But I'm kind of tired right now, and I know I need to get this done so I can really wrap my head around December. Because here's the thing, like a lot of November, I was like, okay, December's coming, and let's kind of get in the mood a little early. And and stuff like that. And then I just didn't put two and two together that the day after Thanksgiving is when things just ramp up. And there is this kind of in between period of like we do Advent calendars because I grew up with them, being raised Catholic but no longer religious. And you know, we'll do an Advent calendar countdown. We call them countdown, kind of. I guess we call them Advent, but we just call them, like, we think of them as just countdowns for my son. So that was a whole lot quicker than drawing them out. And I like how closely these match. So that's fun. And then earlier this week, you probably saw the video of me setting up this last week, the first week of December. So here's what I do in this. And I'm just doing it a little backwards this year. And I need my markers ready. That's the next part. So I want to clean this out. This got a little unruly. Let's see, we have red. Now, if Makselife comes out with dot markers, my goodness, that will be fun. I think these are all the other kinds. So what I do in here is, so this is December. I will show you the last 2 months. Is some private information because this is like my journal. These are fine to see. This is as far as I got last month because it was right around here where I started feeling off, just like super tired. And so it was really hard to finish up this month. I might go back after this and fill this in a little bit. So this is kind of like halfway done. But what it looks like done, let me open this so that you can see it. Let's see. So this was, oh, there's a marker in there. This is what it usually looks like done at the end of the month. And so I put in the Makselife colors here because it just helps. This particular planner has 8 categories and they're just slightly different. They're very close. And so I found that just putting these in from Makselife just worked really well. So yeah, I'll do this later, but I do want to prep for here. And in past videos, what I did was left that Makselife blank, came here first, then kind of planned and then brought it back. And I found, again, those little tiny flags are making it just so much easier to say, hey, just keep it all over here. Because I really don't look at my goals in this one as much. And I have been keeping my markers fairly clean here. So I will try my best to keep them clean. Okay, orange is next. I actually have my planner still open over here so I can double check. But it does help to have kind of a smaller place to write and say my goal just fits on that line instead of fitting, like having such a big area to fill up. Let's see, work is next. Now I have done 2 videos on the Laurel Denise planner I use for work. And it's working really well. I'm just kind of anxious to be in the new one because the new one is different. It doesn't have the habit tracker at the bottom. And I'm going to see how to set that up differently. And I'm going to have a video on that. It might be really close to the end, if not first week in January, end of December, somewhere around in there. Haven't decided yet. But I am going to have a setup of my Makselife. And I'm just double checking here to make sure. A lot of times I get these colors out of order. And it still works, right? Like, it still works. Yeah, I'm going to go through my stash, I think. I'm really thinking there are a lot of stickers and things I'm not using, and I don't know if they're worth giving away. You're welcome to leave me a comment on that video when I do it, and if you want them, I can stick them in an envelope and send them to you. It's not going to be anything high quality or anything, but if they might help you, I'd be happy to send them on to someone who could use them, or I'll give them away in the Buy Nothing group. So this is how I start here, and I pulled a card at the beginning of the year from Lexa Luna's cards, the Future Ancestor deck, and this last one was Listener of Needles, which is Swords, which is air. As the seeker of truth, you are not swayed by biases or fading emotions. I think I can use that to help clean out. Like, I understand that's very value driven and very like, what I want to fight for and volunteer for and give money to and all of that, for social causes. But I also feel like knowing that my emotions will fade when I'm getting rid of stuff also is very helpful. So what I'm going to do here is write down those main categories. So like just this side here, the left of the little flag. I'm just going to transfer these over real quick. Showing, oh, forgot the I, showing real life, enter fun. And this may be the new way I do things, because if it's all over my main planner, these are just kind of a helpful hint when I'm journaling. And so I don't too often flip back to these. But I do like having some reminders here. And then maintain, flow, follow, plan. Oh, what's the last one here? Donate. So those are like really simple for the month. Okay. And then how does that look like in real life? So as I go through my weeks, and I don't think I'm in the headspace to do this first week. Let me see. Kind of checking in with my body here to see what I can do. Whew. So I think it will help just to show the first week. So I want to look at my holiday stuff because I'm getting it all out. And I'm seeing things already that I can get rid of. Here I want to look out for med bills because those are all coming through. Flow, I'm going to see where I'm going to invite flow to, because my spirituality is mainly just being intentional in certain areas, well, in all areas of life, but I want to kind of flow my energy into certain things. And that's what that means. And then this week, what am I doing? There was something, water. And then therapy for this next week. And then some web work. Here I want to get through plan outing. Because I think if we get that kind of on the calendar, it'll help. And then I want to do IG stories. You might hear my son in the background having fun. This breaks it down from this. And then this I can carry back. I'll put a little bit here. So I have a little bit of work here and a little bit of a summary that I'm doing. So I'll show you here. So this, I got part of the way through my November kind of reflection. I want to just fill this in a little bit more. If I don't get any further than this is fine. But I feel like this, I need to kind of sit and be quiet, kind of write to myself. And then here, down here, having this intentions for the new month. And then when I plan, I'm trying to see, so this is from my first week, if these are the ones, that's pretty much what I, actually, excuse me. So IG stories, I want to add here. And do I have that pen? Real quick, I'm not going to use the template. I'm just going to freeform it. So now this is very similar to this for just a week's worth. That's kind of breaking it down. Yeah, and I kind of need to do some reflection here too. So that is how I do it for my December reset. So those are almost ready, and that's about all I have the energy to show on camera for these. Both of these are linked down below. This is the old one, but the new one, yeah, I just linked to their site. I'm doing a vertical of the one with a quote on the front for next year. I have my 2023 for this one set up, and I kind of see how I'm looking at the ways I'm doing things in these and feeling like they're a little, not stale, but I'm shifting into something just a little simpler, as I showed in this, if you've seen all my other ones. So I want to thank you for joining me, and I'm going to do a yearly wrap up at the end of December. So looking back at my yearly goals and seeing how everything went. So thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this, like it on your way out. Until next time, thank you. Bye.